morning, good morning. Okay, so I posted my last video less than 24 hours ago. I'm sure it was like around 1 or 2 in the morning. This video is about the 5 things that I learned during my spiritual journey, and like a lot that I had to come to terms with in 2019 basically. So the first thing, I'm going to use a quote by Buddha. The Buddha. It is, the root of all suffering is attachment. And in several ways, that is very, very true. Because, like, for example, when you get attached to somebody in a relationship and they're not attached to you the same way, it makes you feel miserable, doesn't it? Okay, so for me, what happened with me is I honestly have never really been all that close with my mother and I love my siblings with all my heart, but like we'd never really been like super, super close. And like I'd been spending a whole lot of time with them. And I got attached, and then like I got sucked into like a toxic situation, and like I was compromising my truth. I wasn't being who I was. I was miserable. I was tired. I was drained. I was constantly having to fight for my peace. And it was like no matter what I did, the situation kept getting worse and worse and worse until I exploded. And when I exploded, because I was being nitpicked at by somebody that doesn't particularly care for me, and it doesn't matter because I don't care for them particularly either. So what happened after that, like I came to the realization like I had to detach myself for the most part. It's not that I don't love them anymore. I still love them, but I was like emotionally attached to them, and it was unhealthy in so very many ways. Like I wasn't eating right. I was depressed. I was eating like a ton of junk. It was breaking my skin out really, really bad, which is something that I'm working on again now. And that's like a real thing. The root of all suffering is attachment. Like whether it's to friends, family, if you can't like stand on your own without like being attached, it's okay to love people, to care for people, but it doesn't need to like suck you in to a toxic situation that like completely brings you down, lowers your vibrations, and constantly hurts you. Okay. 2, transparency is very, very important. And this is something that like I've been working on for the past few months, and it also relates to your throat chakra. I'm not even going to try to say like the actual name because I cannot pronounce it the right way, but it's the throat chakra. The throat chakra relates to communication, being able to speak properly, being able to communicate. And when the throat chakra is blocked, the throat chakra like can cause neck pain. You can feel like you have a lump in your throat. Can affect how you speak. It can make you anxious when you have it'll make you have public speaking issues, all types of sorting different things. So when it's not blocked, you'll know, because like you'll be able to speak, you'll be able to communicate, you won't be nervous to speak to people anymore. Your communication will be way better. The third thing that I learned during my spiritual journey is no matter how much you love someone, you can't force them to see their situation the way you do, because you're from the outside looking in. And being that you're from the outside looking in, you can in a sense put yourself in their shoes, but you don't know exactly how they feel. And I was trying to force my mother to see what I see. I could see somebody that doesn't love her, is manipulating her, using her mentally and emotionally, abusing her. And it's like I had started to come, it started to like manifest. She was starting to see, but it's like when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, with someone that is by definition a narcissist, and they start to lose their grip, it's like they'll make everybody miserable. And what happened with that whole situation, when this particular person that is married to my mother started to lose his grip, it's like he flipped out over the dumbest thing. It was one night he just flipped out and started going off on me, and of course I reacted. I feel like I could have, now looking back, I feel like I could have reacted better, but it was just built up, because like I'd been like trying to like be with my mom and my sisters because I felt like I needed to be there. Like I'd been getting nitpicked at for like 3 weeks, and like he started going off on me about the television. I think I was watching Rick and Morty or something, and he wanted to watch TV. And like he kept saying something about it, and I was like, look man, you can just have it. And he started, oh, you're not gonna disrespect me, this, that, the third, da 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 da. Like, and it turned into a whole ordeal because he just wouldn't leave me alone. Like, he forced me out, because I'd rather have to leave than something happen something happened bad, like me and him start fighting, somebody goes to jail, any like little stupid trivial thing. Like, I didn't feel like it was serious enough for me to try to hurt him or to let him hurt me, because for me to let it go that far for someone that wants to be that immature is not even worth it. Like, so when I say no matter how much you love someone, you can't make them see what you see. You can't bring them out of their situation. You can't help anyone that does not want to be helped. Family, friends, relationships, their battle is their battle. Like, you continuously go through something until you learn that you have to let it be. Let them be. Because that's what I had to do. I had to just let my mom and her situation be. I love her very much. Like, I've been fighting, like, I've been trying to make her see what I see for years, and it just hasn't worked. Like, I kept having to relearn it until the point where it's like, okay, I want my peace. Like, I can't let her situation mess me up because she doesn't see what I see, and she can't, like, I don't know, she feels like she can't do any better, can't pull herself out. But I have to do what's best for me right now in order for me to continue to grow, because me being in that situation was not only holding me back, it was messing with my mental, and it was hurting me physically, because like I was so emotionally attached to my mom and my sisters. And if they ever watch this, I want them to know that I love them very much, even though we don't talk anymore like we were, because I'm protecting my energy and my peace. Lesson number 4. The fourth thing that I learned, excuse my chipped nails. I'm going to have to get those redone or do them again. Everything is energy, and you always get back what you put out. So, negative charges, they'll come back to you. Positive charges, they come back to you. Negativity, everything you do, every charge you put out is going to come back to you. And like, everything is energy. Like, when I say everything, I mean like from people to, for example, yin and yang, feminine, masculine. And when I say like the feminine and masculine, I'm talking about, like, for example, I know it's like a taboo or a cliche topic. I don't feel exactly like homosexuality is wrong. I don't feel like it's unnatural. Like, It could be. It could very well be. But it's not my place to judge anyone for what they choose to do. And if someone wants to love someone that's the same sex or transgender or queer or whatever, love who you want to love. Just be yourself. Do whatever makes you happy. Cool, whatever. What I'm talking about is energy. Like, okay, so feminine and masculine energy, they balance each other, yin and yang. So if you ever see two studs together, it's like it looks weird. But if you see a stud and a femme together, it's like, okay, whatever. And it's like what I feel like a lot of people don't understand is, since everything is energy, it's really more about resonance and learning to accept what you can't change as well, because that's been around for centuries. Okay, like homosexuality, all that stuff. I'm not saying that it didn't start somewhere. I'm not saying that it's one of those things that people will one day get comfortable with. No, probably not. And that's fine, because it's always going to be here. So either come to terms with it or get over it. And the last one is judgment versus observation. Sorry, I was really like, I think somebody pulled up in the yard next to me. But yeah, judgment versus observation. The difference between judgment versus observation, point number 5, okay, is, okay, a judgment is an opinion, a formed opinion, and you've come to a conclusion with that opinion. An observation is like carefully like collecting information or data or whatever you want to call it by definition. Now, judging lowers your vibrations, lowers your frequency, causes negative resonance, and it's based off of emotion. Observation, it doesn't lower vibration. It comes out like a lot of times as constructive criticism, and a lot of people that aren't in touch with themselves like don't understand the difference between constructive criticism and and just being straight up rude to someone. There is a huge difference between just being straight up rude to someone and based off of emotional opinion versus fact. Now, observation, like I said, is based off of fact, not emotion. Those are the 5 things that I learned. Those are 5 things that I learned this year and like over the course of my spiritual journey. If you haven't already, subscribe. And follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, follow me on Instagram and follow my channel. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much.